Hit up Rose NBA on Twitter. If you need any sort of grind, he will be the man for you. Domination, Spotlight Sims, MyTEAM Unlimited, and even more. The link to his Twitter will be down below in the description. Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty, back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be doing another episode of our Extreme Makeover MyTEAM edition. Now, this is a special episode considering it is going to be our last episode of the year. With content kind of stopping, being the end of MyTEAM, I decided to do one more MyTEAM makeover. So what is the best squad that you could rock out with your end game squad? Now, with this, I'm not gonna hold back any MT. So in some of my videos, I'd say, well, yeah, you can maybe get rid of him and upgrade here, those types of things. But no, this is going to be the final one that I do. And so hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Now, before we dive any deeper, if you don't see your squad in this, hopefully you guys can take these suggestions and utilize them in your own squad. If you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to 80,000 subscribers. So the first squad here is from Movefit, who does have 800,000 MT to work with. He said Hidu's his only untouchable player because he loves Hidu Turkoglu. Now, the first thing I see is Danny Ferry at the small forward position. Then you got Tony in here. Tony doesn't play for you. So I know a lot of people love Danny Ferry more than Tony Kukoc, but for me, personally, I don't see there's that much of a drop off from Danny Ferry to Tony. I actually like Ray Allen based on current gen. I agree more with it. Next thing I think is you got Yao and Sim over here at the power forward and center position, and I see Kobe Bryant. If I'm you, I'm selling Kobe Bryant, and just because I don't really love Kobe on current gen. So the next thing I see is Kareem and Porzingis, both guys I like at power forward more than center. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug in Yao starting at the center position, and then move Porzingis to the bench. Now, this is just my personal preference, just so you have your giants spaced out a little bit. You don't have to run Sim and Yao together. Is there anything wrong with Blake or Luke at this point? There's nothing wrong with them, but I think an upgrade for you would be plugging in the invincible Kawhi Leonard. My second favorite shooting guard in the game currently, since I don't think you have Cam Reddish. I'll just go ahead and plug in Kawhi Leonard, and at the point guard position for me, I think a guy that I would like is Ben Simmons' invincible card. Now, with you and your kind of what you're built, obviously you had Danny Ferrier, you had AK and Hidu, you obviously like base 98. So if I'm you, I'm going to suggest getting Cade Cunningham, another base 98 player, probably one of my top 3 point guards in the game. In my opinion, he's a better version of Hidu Turkoglu. So if you like Hidu, you're going to like Cade a lot. And this is the upgrades that I would make for your end game squad. This next squad here was sent in by my guy Glenn on Twitter, who does play on current gen. Says he has 137,000 MT to work with. Says, honestly, for him, he'd like to improve the backup small forward and center positions. Now, for me, there's really one glaring position in this squad that I think could be fixed before anything else. Now, as much as you guys like Sean Bradley, and on next gen, as good as he is, on current gen, he's just not quite to the level of this squad. I'm not going to say that he should be because he's still good, but to this squad, he's the first guy I personally would replace. I love Cade, AK, Bobo, Wiseman, Sim, Ben, Cam, Ferry, but Sean Bradley's the guy that I personally think of. So there's a lot of different options you could go with here at the center position. The tough part is you don't have Taco. Yao is out of your price range. So those two are off the boards. Then we start talking about guys like Embiid, Porzingis, Kareem. Those are probably the next 3 at that level. And for me, if you're on current gen, this is the guy I'm going with. I know he's the 68 and 0 reward, 67 0 reward, but that's the guy for your squad that kind of stands out to me as a guy that I personally would like to add if I was in your position. This next squad here was sent in by my guy Saucy on Twitter. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell Saucy that he has one of the worst lineups in the game because his starting lineup is fine. But what I will say is with a few simple adjustments, this squad can go from being very mediocre to a very, very solid squad. Now, one thing I will say, the cards that absolutely must go, Mitch Richmond and Tubby Walker. Those are cards that before I do anything else, they've got to go. Now, I'm going to replace Mitch Richmond with my man with the plan, Boris Diaw. Dark Matter Boris Diaw for his specific price is absolutely incredible. Now, the other card I'm going to add right away, I know you only got 70K and you're going to spend a lot of it on Simple Art, but that's fine. We'll get to where we are going here. Okay, Gerald Wallace, you're probably another guy that's not going to stay. And just for now, I'm going to plug in the dentist, Terry Dishinger right there. And I'm going to slide Tony right here. And obviously James Wiseman to the 4. And then I'm going to plug in Sim Bular here at the center position. So after this happens, now we've got to talk, okay? Now we've got to talk because I might have to move Tony once again because of how weak his power forward is. So right now, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide Tony right back into the power forward position, into the backup power forward position. And now I think we can do some things. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is add this guy right here. Now, Jalen Johnson, I think at the 3 is a good option considering he's 6'9". He's a guy that I would feel comfortable playing at that small forward position. I'm also going to move Terry Dishinger to the 3 as well. And then I'm going to plug in another kind of guy that you're really balling on a budget with in Cedric Maxwell. Compare this squad to what we had to start with. This squad can hoop, okay? The only guy I still would look to replace probably next is maybe Eddie Curry. That'd maybe be the next guy, but he can hold it down decently right now. Eventually, I'd try moving maybe Tony to that 3 and maybe picking up a power forward that can do some things. Maybe once you get enough, you can plug in Danny Ferry somewhere into this lineup. But I actually love this lineup with the MT you had. This next squad here was sent in by Poppy J on Twitter, who said he has 150,000 MT to work with. Now, I've actually been scrolling through some of these squads he is on current gen, and a lot of people are running this Jimmy Butler card. I went and looked, and Jimmy Butler, you know, for his price is not that bad. I'm not going to sit here and gas Jimmy Butler and say for his price he is bad, because he's not. But my question is, what is Jimmy Butler giving you over Jalen Johnson? The answer to that question is nothing. Jalen Johnson is better than Jimmy Butler, but I get why people are running Jimmy Butler, because for his value, he's a very, very, very good card in the game. But with that being said, he's still getting replaced. And the reason I'm replacing him is because I want you in this squad to pick up Andre Kirilenko. I think Kirilenko fits this squad perfectly. I don't know if you're against base 98, and if you are, you're obviously going to have to adjust some things, but that's the first guy I'm thinking about picking up. If you get him, if you sell Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler is not the cheapest, obviously. You know, you can get at least a decent amount from him. Then your next target. Now, you're not going to be able to get this guy yet, but your next target should be this guy right here. You're going to plug in James Wiseman right here. You're going to get rid of Moses Malone, and your next target should be this guy right here. Invincible Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, when I say Kareem, trust me, he's absolutely elite. You're probably not going to have that much MT right away, but maybe you can grind up for that. And I absolutely love this squad a lot more than what you started with by simply replacing Jimmy Butler and Moses Malone. This next squad here was sent in by my guy KJ on Twitter, who said he does have 100,000 MT. Now, the one thing about KJ that I found pretty interesting is the fact that he does indeed play on next gen. So you're looking at his squad, where could he go if you do play on next gen? And there's just a couple of simple things that I think would make this squad a lot better. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is pick one of these 3. Or pick one that's got to go. Mobley, Bill Russell, or James Wiseman. For this video, because Evan Mobley does cost a little MT, I'm going to cut Evan Mobley. Now, one thing with that being said, I'm going to add Sean Bradley to the lineup, okay? That's just something I'm personally going to do with you being on next gen. Now, with Sean Bradley, you're going to have to get one with the Speed Grinch, get one badged up, even if you do have to spend a little bit more. So after that happens, what's your next move? Now, for me personally, if I'm on next gen, this is what I'm doing. I'm moving Luka Doncic right here, and I'm going to surprise you guys. This is the guy I would pick up if I'm you guys. Okay, I spelled his name wrong, but this is the guy I'm picking up, Sean Elliott. He has blinders, he's 6'8", he can do no wrong, and that's a guy I'd look to get. The big thing, get Sean Bradley, move up James Wiseman, and get Sean Elliott with blinders, and now your squad's looking even better. This next squad here was sent in by WGN on Twitter. Says he has 30K to work with. He just started playing again on current gen. Now, the big thing here is your point guards are terrible. So I'm going to sell Josh Smith and get rid of Zion Williamson. That's the first thing. Now, with your MT, Sean Bradley's good. Simbular is good. That's fine. I like your Cam Reddish and Wiseman for free. Ferry's fine as well. Like, you've got a lot going for you. Even Terry Dishinger's fine. Maybe the next player I'd look to replace is John Collins. But you've got some time to do that. Now, the first guy I'm going to pick up at the starting point guard position is Invincible Manu Ginobili. For his price, he is a very good card. I'm going to say it again. For his price, Manu Ginobili is a very, very good card in my team. Now, obviously, defensively, he's only 6'6", but offensively, he's absolutely immaculate, can do a lot of great things for you in specific. Now, at the backup point guard, I've already talked about this guy before, and I'm going to talk about him again. Boris Diaw. 6'8", good player build, good release, can do no wrong. Like, you had Manu, you had Boris Diaw, your squad's already looking a lot better. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm not necessarily the highest on Manu Ginobili, but if you're looking for a point guard, he's not a bad option. The last squad for today was sent in by my guy Sam on Twitter, who says he has 400,000 MT to work with. Now, I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. This squad is an absolute mess, okay? Because he has a 13-man. Now, I'm just going to be going over the guys that I would never play. Dennis Rodman, I wouldn't play. I would sell Rudy Fernandez. Okay, Terry Dishinger with this certain squad that you have right now is not going to ever play. I'm going to move Bobo to the backup 4. So now if you look at this squad like this, it's a little cleaner, okay? Now there's still one big glaring problem in this squad, and that is Rudy Gobert. Get Gobert out of there, move Simbular right here, and then I'm going to move Bobo right here. So now your squad is looking a lot better, okay? It's looking like at least, wrong Bobo, but it's looking like at least in your starting lineup, I can deal with the squad we've got right now. And your bench is fine. Now, if I'm you personally, this is the guy I am looking to pick up. Is Kristaps Porzingis. I think him at the power forward position gives you just a little bit more of Bobo. So think of like the pink diamond Bobo that obviously you had in your squad. The invincible Porzingis is just a little bit better than that. Now, obviously your 1 through 3 is fine. I like each and every one of these guys. If there's a guy I'm going to replace, it's going to be Dr. J. But the last thing I'm going to do if I'm you, if I have enough MT, it's endgame. Pull Invincible Reem. Go ahead and add him to your squad. Your squad looks a lot better now, a lot more finished now than it did when we started. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for our Extreme Makeover My Team edition. The last makeover for the year. At this point in my team, there's really no more point of saving MT, right? All the content that you guys want, it's out. We're not getting any more content, so no point of holding back on MT at this stage. Just get your favorite players and have fun with them. But if you didn't see your squad in this video, hopefully you've found a squad that is somewhat like yours and that you can kind of compare a little bit, or at least see what guys that I like to run. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.